Hello, my name is Olay, and yeah, we're gonna do this interview. Let's just hop right into it.
I'm trying to run the world like Beyonce. Cherishing the day like Sade. And when I get wild, 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 Nina telling me, ooh, child.
The music has always been there. It's always been there. I grew up in a house full of singers. I was always in choir at church and inside of school, outside of school. And I'm the youngest of three girls, so both my older sisters sing as well. So we would just be in the house singing all day, every day. And I was kind of the more reserved one because I was the youngest. I was like a little bit more shy. I would kind of sing to myself more than like the solo at the church like my sister was doing. I was kind of like doing liturgical dancing and like singing in the shower, that sort of thing. But it was always a part of my life. It was always my love. And I just, I actually was in a girl group for a couple of years in the midst of me modeling. I took a break for 2 years and then was in a girl group based out of Atlanta, which is where I'm originally from. And yeah, I did that for a couple of years. We went on tour with Monica, opened up for her in 22 cities. And then the group thing didn't work out, so then I went back to modeling in New York. But yeah, it's always been there. It's always been a love of mine. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm always singing. I just haven't done it in front of people. So that is the new light that I'm walking into now. I love pop. I like to dance. I like to, have fun and express myself. But if I'm gonna go to one genre of music, it's gonna always be R&B. So I feel like that is the first song that I just came out with is Flowers. That's more of like a pop, upbeat tempo song because I wanted something fun to just kind of like open this new chapter of my life. But in the future, for sure, there's going to be a lot more R&B, a lot more like slow jams, a lot more like 90s, 2000 vibes, because that's just what I've always loved.
I'm trying to run the world like Beyonce. Cherishing the day like Sade. And when I get wild, wild, wild.
I actually thought of this almost a year ago. And it was supposed to come out in October. Well, no, God's plan, it was supposed to come out when it came out. But the initial plan was for it to come out in October. And since July of last year, I did that photo shoot. We did it all in one day, all of the different hairstyles. I got my hair braided the day before to be Beyonce and check up on it, and then did the other wigs after that. And yeah, I got together with my producer, Dapo, and one of my writers, Emily, and we just came together and I was like, hey, this is something I'm really passionate about. And I just have to share this message. I want to, say these people's names who I've loved and looked up to for so long and give them their flowers. And like, I know I want the title to be called Flowers. This is before Miley came out with her song. And I was like, why Miley? But, it happened the way it was supposed to happen. And I was like, I want to be able to give them their flowers through the way that they've inspired me, which is music. So I want to be able to give them it back through music. When you think about life in general, like if you didn't see it, you couldn't be it, like you imagine, and of course you can become something from imagining something, but like the people that have inspired you are so critical to the path that you go down. And I feel like people forget that. They're just like, me, let me get this next thing. And I had a lot of people even telling me like, oh, we don't really want to hear about the people who inspired you. You're the new artist. We want to hear about what your story is. And I'm like, I get that, but like I wouldn't even have fathomed this if it wasn't for these people. So like, let me just take a second. It's fine. There will be plenty more music dedicated, to myself or whatever my stories that I'm telling. But I want to take this moment to like honor these women who I saw. And I was like, oh my God, I could be that one day. They're inspiring me. They're powerful. They're beautiful. Like, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to be. I want to be that for the next little girl who's watching me, So I want to just take that time and like, thank them. Whether they see it, whether they don't see it, it's just like it's out in the world. And that was my intention. So yeah, that was the idea behind it. Even before it happened, I was like, okay, this is this moment. I want to relay this message and then let it be what it is. Like that, my entire intention was just to like get that off my chest, to give these women their flowers. I'm gonna continue to do that because they've inspired me. It's in me to give them their flowers, but being very specific about it within this song, now that that's done, of course it's gonna always be a part of my life, always be a part of, whatever I do. But yeah, we're, on to the next thing. You gotta continue to create. I was always a bit taller in elementary school. I remember when they used to like line us up from shortest to tallest. And I kind of like stopped growing since elementary school. But then I was like the second tallest out of everybody, including the boys. So people were like, oh yeah, you should be model. People just kind of say that when you're tall and skinny, right? And then I was like, oh, this is cool. And then I would do modeling stuff in Atlanta and like in the mall, real like, you know, not modeling stuff, but like you're trying to figure it out. You do little runway shows and stuff like that in high school and those sort of things. And then I just started to work with photographers, local photographers in Atlanta. And then, you know, one thing led to another. People would see you and be like, oh, you should do this. Then Facebook happened. And then, you know, you see, okay, the people that are modeling professionally, they're in this city, the ones that are on the level that you wouldn't be on. Okay, well, it's not really happening here in the way that you want it to happen. So now I have to move myself to get those kind of opportunities. So that's when I moved to New York in 2013 to like really start as a professional model and get signed to an agency and get representation so I could get clients of a certain quality and elevate my career. And really right now I'm just in the studio. I'm just trying to create more and more and just build, you know, if it's going to be an EP or if it's going to be an album, we haven't decided yet. But yeah, it's just, you know, we're in the creative process right now. And I get inspired with my fashion and jewelry randomly. Like it just comes in waves. And as of right now, like I said, I've been pouring more into music. So I haven't, like I always think of things, even the outfit that I wore for my cover art for Flowers, I literally made that like the day before. And I wanted something special. I wanted something that I couldn't find in the store that nobody else would have on, you know, some red carpet or something. I was like, I need to make something special. So I went downtown and I walked around for hours and hours and found these little pieces and yeah, it just made something. So it comes whenever I feel inspired to create something. And yeah. Hello, my name is Olay Noel and you've just been buzzed.